I said, your lord?
Yes, indeed. He points to the wall, kind of behind him, and you see more carvings in the wall of like this hand reaching down from three rays of sunlight. And he goes, "Our Lord, we worship is splendor, the
Uh,
great god of the shining stars and the sky above. He gives life to this desert region, allows us to live here.
do you do you mean the sun?
No, not the sun. It is a common misconception. But what we worship is the giver of life itself. That's all it is. The force that allows for us to carry on.
Interesting. Is he the lord of all life, or hmm, or just of this area? Does he only protect, or does he only allow for this area to bloom?
Splendor has, since since aeons ago, before any time that any of us arrived in this desert, Splendor was looking after the world and procuring life for everyone.
I see. And did he make all of this for you, or was that something that you were all able to do with his help?
You mean our domicile, our abode?
Yes, yes, I do.
With his help and with his guidance, we have crafted this on our own.
So, what do you do here? I mean, how do you farm? How do you grow crops, fish, hunt?
Pata will be glad to show you the farms later, but we do maintain crops. We do hunt. We send out scavengers overnight. They scour the night floor and hunt the jerboas and the scorpions, and we cook them and eat them.
Uh,
This land seems rather intense. Why do you all choose to stay here as opposed to the other keys in the area?
It is only from here that our priestess can hear from Splendor. Without this location, there would be no messages, no visions, no oracles. That
So
is
this
why
is,
we were instructed to construct it.
I see, interesting. So this is the only place that one can hear splendor from.
Yes, that is correct.
Would any of us know anything about Splendor, like, before he started talking about it?
All of you can give me a religion check really quick.
boys, be a eight.
Dirty
Probably
20.
probably a no from Henry.
That's a nat 20.
10 from
Dirty
Balagos.
20
For
for.
you, Valandress, you're rolling with disadvantage because of exhaustion.
Yes.
Um, that would actually be I meant to give you advantage on that, Valandress. So that would be a 13 for you, I believe.
With +4, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So sorry, so we had a dirty 20, a nat 20, an 8, and then a 13?
Yeah.
Okay. So oh, and Gellin wouldn't know, so I'm not gonna roll for him. Um those of you who got above a 10 have heard the name Splendor before. It's not something that's like taught anywhere, but you've heard of this idea of some kind of god of life. Just a an entity up in the sky that created life however many years ago and then was never heard or seen from again. It's a postulation of how the world might have been created. So you've heard of that before.
Mhm.
You haven't necessarily heard of the idea, like the name Splendor, but what is being said is tracking to you.
Um, so we are sort of marooned here. Well, we don't necessarily have a way off of the island, and we were wondering if there's a township perhaps nearby that we could get a ship from or a boat.
As for a township, I'm afraid there is only one option that I know of. On the northernmost part of the island, there's a small settlement that the Corrigent attempted to start here. I don't know if they are still there. We have not made any attempts to reach out to them, as we've been instructed not to. But there might be something up north.
Are any of you? Is everyone here basically interested in staying here? Are there any of you who are on the more adventurous side who would want to have a chance to see the wider world?
By all means, feel free to ask around. It is not in our nature to deny any individual their desires and
Mhm.
their worldly pursuits.
Fair enough.
But to my knowledge, those who have chosen to stay here have all done so of their own desire. This is a place for the forgotten and for those who
Mhm.
wish to live in peace.
I see. Speaking of people who have come here, you said Splendor predicted our arrival. So I have a question. Has he talked to you before about others who have come and visit? And what do they do when they are here? Do
Not me particularly. I am not the priestess. I am not the one who receives visions. But my daughter, she is the priestess of our abode, and she has received visions before of those who come to visit. Just recently, and you see he looks up at Ptah, who comes back in, and he asks, "Would you mind, Ptah? Thank you so much." And he kind of bows at Ptah, who starts placing like little clay mugs with clear water and little plates just with grilled scorpion meat, in case that's something you want. Um, just on the table in front of all of you. Would you mind bringing our most recent guest? I believe he has decided to join us permanently. Is that right? And Ptah bows again, nods, and says, "Of course, I will do as you say." And he leaves for a little bit.
So if we were to leave, if we were to attempt to make it to that town, how would we get past the beast outside, the creature that pursued us here?
Ptah might have informed you, but the Dune Wings, they only hunt at day. At night, they are asleep. If you track carefully and quietly, there are very little threats on our island.
So
You might be concerned about the scorpions and the serpents, but they are all avoidable if you know how to look out.
if we were to leave at night, we would be able to get far enough away as to stalked by that thing. Dawn comes.
Depending on your pace, yes, it is a doable journey. It is a taxing one. The desert is difficult to travel even at day when you can see well, but at night it gets very cold.
I see. So,
Mhm.
perhaps gather supplies here and then make our way to the town?
It might not be the worst idea, but perhaps let us see this Montu's daughter and gain some insight into why we are expected. I feel that given what we've experienced and the forces that we have learned exist and are around and are important to pay attention to, I do not think it would be wise to ignore such rumblings. Do you?
Ah, uh,
But yes,
As sorry, go on.
I was going to say, but yes, Henry, I think more than anything else, making sure that we are not making sure that we are not stumbling into things that are beyond mortal understanding. Getting that frigate crewed, I think, is our best bet for future success and security.
Um, can I ask you a question? I'm talking to the chieftain.
Of course, child. What do you need?
Um, is that you depicted in the mural?
Oh, I'm flattered. But no, that is my ancestor, my forefather.
Got it. Okay.
As you all continue to talk amongst yourselves, you see Ptah returns. He steps down, and you see he has his hand kind of reached up to help someone else down the stairs. And you see first a thick, hairy leg of a human step down, followed by a crutch. Then the other leg steps, the crutch, the leg. You start to see the torso, fully nude, as one Matteo Prentice steps into the room.
Oh,
Oh, it's on site.
oh,
fuck. Um,
What is Mateo's reaction upon
But
seeing us?
Matteo has no reaction because as you look to see him, you see he has been blinded.
Hmm.
okay.
Does he still have the mark on his forehead?
He does. In
Okay.
fact, you can see the same sights that you saw on Captain Hellman of almost inky black veins starting to grow from the spot around his forehead.
Okay.
Jesus Christ, Mateo.
um, then should we say something? Just let it.
Let him talk. Let him talk.
You see Montu looks out and goes, Matteo, it is good to see you. I have new guests that have uh, blessed us with their presence, and they wish to speak with someone who recently made the choice to stay. Please, Ptah, guide Matteo to a seat. And you see Matteo is guided to a seat on the other side of the room from you, sits down. Ptah touches his face as he does, and Matteo reaches up and reciprocates the action. He sits down, looks across, and goes, Right, then. What? What do you wish to know?
What brought you here?
uh, a bad storm. Nothing more. But I found myself alone in the desert, and these lot, they gathered me and protected me from those things. And, well, I'm grateful.
Hmm.
It wasn't before I lost me leg.
I see. What an unfortunate turn of events. Why are you blind? What happened?
That's a bit of a forward question.
I, yes, but, well, sorry. It seems easy to speculate that it must have happened after you made your way here.
In truth, I don't know. I woke up one day able to see, and the next, I was not.
Do you think it's because of the inky thing on your forehead?
The what now?
Hmm.
The
Huh.
very obvious black dot on your forehead?
If you're playing games with me, I wish you know that it isn't kind to belittle a blind man.
Kamos holds up his hand to Rune. It's sorry, we are strangers here and being be excitable. I see. So what led you here happened to be a storm, and you were treated with kindness, which truly, yes, they are the most kinds of people. Um, and decided to stay, and that is all there is of note to your story.
In truth, I would love to continue my journey, but as I am now, I think the best option for me is to rest. And they
Mm.
offered me respite.
Hmm.
Uh,
This is always.
I'm sorry, Captain, but what was your journey? Where were you headed? All this happened.
Can't explain it myself. But ever since that night, when we got to the scattered lands, I've just needed to make it to the other side. My night is plagued by visions of a smoky black mountain, and I know I must find it.
Mm.
Uh, if you'll allow us one moment, to talk amongst ourselves. I just want to lean in to the group and be like, so appears that person, but doesn't really seem anything to suggest that. It just looks like he's in a vulnerable situation among good company. And should trust him.
Yeah, I think when you say it seems as if he's a better person, Valendros spits and laughs.
Yeah.
There is much to be said about acting a certain way when you are in a certain role. I do not think. I think it is wise, Henry. You are right. Do not trust him. But I do not think we need to, without provocation, look to destroy this man's peace. Hmm? He was not. Actually, you know what? Wait. Hey, Johnny, how much of a dick, aside from.
He was
Because
a huge
obviously,
dick to me.
I know on the thing, right? Like we had first Captain Dickory, but how much of a dick was this guy to um, the captives, the prisoners on the ship?
He would frequently hit them whenever he passed by, just unprovoked. He would just beat them with his with a stick that he had. It wasn't uncommon for him to forget to tell people to feed the prisoners. Um, he was a real piece of work.
I see.
Uh,
I'm not against things with dickheads, but perhaps at the moment, it is better to not cause up a stir, unless we have reason to. Yes.
shouldn't we warn these people? they don't know who he is, and while they might accept him just a wayward traveler, a different opinion if they knew who he actually. He's their enemy, and I would betray them if he got the chance.
I think, honestly, the fact that he's Corrigan is less of a big deal than the fact that he's going to go insane and hurt them.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. We should let them know
Yeah!
about that, probably.
We can ask that at another time, but you're not wrong. I, let us push a little bit, see what other information we can get, and then let him be on his way. How about that? And then we can warn Montu about the nature of the mark.
Yeah.
Great.
Valendrash's leg is like shaking, but he's like, gives you like a nod.
I'm
Kalmus
gonna
gives a
rest my hand shoulder.
slow nod back. Maybe if on our way out we can take care of things if they do not understand. Kalmus whispers to everyone underneath his voice. Alright, did you have any other questions in mind, particularly about this journey?
Ah. I don't have any questions.
Matteo, this dark mound that plagues your dreams, where is it? Do you know? Do you know what it's surrounded with? What it looks like?
Yeah, it's a bit gloomy always in my dreams, but I just assume that's because it's a nightmare, but it's the northernmost peak on a southern isle. That's what I know.
See,
I've seen it in, well, only in dreams, but I know it's real. It calls to me. Even now I can feel it dragging me forward.
I see. Has he appeared to you in the dream?
You see at that he kind of just like stutters for a second. He he
It's a stag.
what what do you know about the stag?
What do you? I have heard legend and rumor, and I've seen people like you. And I know that this is important, and I am trying to find out what is going on.
Where they're from? The mountain. They came from there. That's what I know. When I asked it why it kept showing me that that burning mountain, it said that was their progenesis. That was their home before before Tabula Rasa.
Ulu Raza, excuse me, as I nerd out and write things down, which is great for airtime. Um,
Please
Inch.
forgive me, I mispronounced it.
Oh
Because
no!
I was trying to fit his accent and I messed it up. It is Tabula Rasa.
Tabula, 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 tabula. We'll scratch that out. We'll swipe that in. Meat. Okay. Um,
Ah.
hmm, Thank you. That information is most precious. Do you? Hmm. Did you shake his hand?
I've I have done so before, yes.
What happened?
Well, I woke up the next morning, and he gestures to his eyes, and he goes, and I was this way. Before I ad- accepted his hand, I was being hunted. I don't know by whom, but someone was after me. And that night in my dream, it told me that it would protect me, that it would get me away from them, from it. And I was tired and I couldn't keep going. And I was hungry. And when I woke up the next morning, I was covered in something and couldn't see for damn. But I wasn't hungry anymore. And I couldn't hear them after me.
Interesting.
Uh, have any more questions for him? I look with a very like pointed gaze at everybody.
Gellin just shakes his head.
Same.
But
Valandros does too.
we're good.
Just one very last one. Mantu's daughter, the high priestess. She said that you were foretold to come here. Did you have a chance to talk with her and find out anything about did they expect something from you? Was there a reason? Did you feel there was a reason that you are here?
Uh, I don't know if I'm comfortable answering that question. It's a bit embarrassing to be true, but I, I think it would be best if you asked her directly. You
I see.
see, he kind of gets like sheepish at that, like he blushes a little.
Oh my god, are you her no boo?
I, her what?
Are you dating the priestess?
What? No, I think you're
Sorry.
mistaken.
We will talk to the priestess on our own. Sorry about that. My Kume can be a bit Kume can be a bit strange sometimes and has a head for romance.
Who doesn't
Thank you
love
for
a good romance story, especially a redemption one? Shit's on top.
certainly. Um uh no, thank you. We shall ask her ourselves then. We appreciate you talking to us, and I greatly appreciate you sharing from your dreams.
Of course. Um, Tell me, have you seen it?
Hmm. Once,
What
a very long time ago,
what did it say?
it told me that it was envious of us, of me being alive, and that it wanted to trade places.
I
Wanted
see.
it was hoping I could bring around its time to be again.
That I don't know that we've spoken to the same one. The one I've spoken to was not so full of ambition.
Hmm.
It If anything, it seemed like it rather preferred that I was the one who did all the work.
Interesting. Hey, out of character moment. Am I just as a player misremembering the interaction that I had with Trunk?
No, you're doing fine.
All right, cool. Just want to double check. I'm here to get gaslit. Huh. This is interesting. I would not. I did not realize that we would have seen different things.
Thank you for your time. Uh, we might want to speak to the leader now. We don't want to trouble you any further.
Right. Um, I see. Uh, Thank you for speaking with me. It it's oddly soothing knowing that there are others who have seen what I've seen. And he kind of like shakily stands up. You think mostly from nerves more than anything. Ptah helps him, and the two leave.
While when he's like walking away, Valendros just says, "If only the black sails didn't come that night."
Do you say that loud enough for him to hear?
Yes.
Okay.
Of course he does.
You see he freezes and then chuckles under his breath. If only, huh? And then continues.
Okay.
You can't let him stay here.
Yeah, so we know him. We've
Are
run
we?
into him in the past. That
Hey guys.
yeah.
Sorry. Are we still near Montu?
Yeah, Monty's right here. That's who they're
Oh, okay.
talking to.
Yeah.
Okay.
Uh
Just want to
we
make sure.
we ran into him in the past. He's a bad man. He's a villain. He mistreats people and kills. I don't know. Actually, I don't think we've seen him kill anybody, but I feel that he would.
Careful.
Besides even the fact that he's a bad person, he will kill you all once that black spot takes over.
Montu, forgive my crew's fears. While we do know this man and he was cruel to us, and there is reason to worry because of he appears to be touched by something mystical. Are you aware of his condition in that regard? Do you see it?
Please don't push aside your fellow members' worries so easily. I understand their fears. I am aware of what ails him. He was upfront with us when he arrived. He is plagued by visions at night of a being that tells him to make his way over to the mountain in the distance. But
Did, did he describe the being to you?
mm, no, he is not.
Uh,
However, it is Splendor's will that we take him in, and if he breaks our trust and harms any of us, he will be excused from our company. There
I
is no lenience for violence here.
I have seen this in the past. In fact, we've all had the mark on our forehead at one point or another. And we know that eventually he will turn and he will try to kill you. I've personally seen this happen. It's a certainty, it's not a probability. For your own people's safety, must be exiled. Sorry, I know he's vulnerable, but value your people's lives. to let him out.
You see Montu kind of looks at the ground for a moment, pondering what you've said, and he looks up and looks back at you, Henry, and says, "If you were in his shoes, would you wish to be exiled?
If
Or would you accept the love that has been given to you?"
if I were in his shoes, I would try to get as far away from other people as I could, or perhaps I would live in a cage or some sort of locked room where I could not hurt them. I think it's selfish.
Why
I,
did he not know about his black spot? Why is he confused about the fact that he has it if he told you what happened?
Hasn't looked at me. Yeah.
Hmm.
I mean, he can't now, right?
He touched the creature after before he turned blind, so perhaps the veins did not take hold on his face like they have now.
I am grateful for your concern, but it is the will of our God that we protect and care for him. If he deigns it his will to leave, we will not stop him. And if he does one day turn to harm us, we will stop him from doing so, and we will ask him to leave. And if he does not leave willingly, he will be exiled. But for now, it is my decree, through the power that Splendor has granted to me, that he remains with us. And I would ask that you respect that.
Of course, my crew, pointed looks, will respect your customs and trust that you, with your god Splendor at your back, know what is the best course of action on handling such a situation. Certainly, at the moment, he looks frail, and perhaps even if he did go crazy, he wouldn't be too much of a danger. May
I
we?
was going to say, yes, I suppose it doesn't matter so much to us whether exile him or not. We're just giving you the information. It really is your choice. That is what
And
it
I
Thank
is.
mean,
you.
I obviously respect your customs. I'm already naked.
Fortunately, that is the case, yeah.
Henry, on the other hand,
Nope.
Unfortunately,
I wasn't talking just about you, Rune. I'm speaking for the rest of the crew that is in a similar situation.
wiggle, wiggle.
Oh,
no, I want to go home.
What? I'm talking about my rapier hanging off of my shoulder.
anyway, um,
We should get that checked out.
so should we gather supplies? We can, chieftain, we can pay you back for any supplies that we might need, but we do need food and water to get across the desert.
Yes, of course. And it will be given to you.
So,
Also, can we talk with your daughter? Or is she in like priestess exile, like isolating type of thing to get visions?
No, she is certainly available to be spoken with. Um, she is in her chambers, most likely. I can ask for one of my one of the followers to bring them to you, or bring you to her. And you see, he kind of reaches up and just rings a chime that's hanging near his chair. And it just chimes out, lets out this soft, smooth, but very high pitched, just. And after a couple of seconds, you see a fully naked lizard folk woman just walks down the stairs and uh, kind of bows to Montu and goes, "How may I help you?" And Montu goes, "Our guests would like to speak with my daughter. Do you mind?" And she just kind of nods, gives another bow, and then gestures for you all to follow her.
Yeah. We assume her.
Go along. Yeah.
Um, uh, I, I'll catch up with you guys.
Are you okay?
Yep.
Is this about the thing out on the boat?
Um, I don't know. Maybe.
Do you need with
No.
like backup?
No. 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 No.
All
Okay.
right. Stay safe.
Okay.
Kamos is gonna lean over to Henry and go, hey, can you send your little familiar with Valendros? Just keep updates on him.
Are you trying to be sneaky about that?
Just a bit, yes. It's a whisper.
Okay. I would like to roll perception with fuck disadvantage. Damn it.
You absolutely can, but it still is a disadvantage, yeah? Go ahead and roll stealth against him, Kamos.
Sure.
Which is a 4, a 9. So you're probably good.
That's a 16 for Kamos.
Yep.
Valandris, you do not notice this conversation.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah. I suppose so, as long as it doesn't get more than 100 feet away or so.
Imagine we're not traveling too far. Let's see.
Okay.
Right. You flick the coin off to the wall, and the spider
Yeah.
kind of skitters up the wall and just follows after Valandros.
I just flick
Valendros is
it
staying here.
onto his back, and it'll just kind of stick on there with its sticky feature. It has.
Hmm,
It does.
I don't
It's
like that
real.
you said that.
I don't like the way you said it either. Like,
I'm gonna use my sticky feature.
Sure.
Yikes.
I
Oh,
like
I
it, Billy.
do.
I don't know.
Very,
Yikes.
very good. Okay. The crew is going to head off following this lizard folk woman. Valandrus, what are you hoping to do?
I excuse me. I still want to talk to the chief.
Sure.
Um,
So everyone else
so
leaves. Montu observes that you stay and just goes, "How may I be of assistance, child?"
yeah, so Splendor. Your daughter's the one that hears from them, correct?
That is correct.
I pull open my like leather vest. I don't know what I really have. Leather armor, I guess. Showing like a faded kind of tattoo of the symbol of splendor. Um
You are a follower.
um Almost. Uh, but I messed up.
I see.
I I want to make it right and wanted to know if it's just a one-way communication thing or if your daughter can speak back.
May I ask, what happened between you?
Uh,
I don't
well,
mean to pry.
no, it's a long story. And I tell him a long story while we switch back to the
You
other
son
group.
of a bitch.
Damn.
We will switch back to the rest of the group really quick. Um, Henry, Kamos, Rune, and Gellin, you are led through to a separate chamber. You go back out into the main room up the stairs. On the opposite side of where you are now, uh, you find is the area that you entered from. To your right, the rightmost wall is where you're headed next.
Mhm.
You head in to a chamber that splits into an upstairs and a downstairs section. The upstairs section just heads up a little bit and leads to what seems to be um like a kitchen area, like where they prepare food. And you can see they have these little like reeds that stick up through the stone and poke out of the sand up above that allow for some ventilation of like
Mhm.
smoke and things like that. And but heading down the stairs is where you are led. You see it leads down a long hallway into a wide open pool that has what appears to be just a thin sheet of glass, not like well tempered glass, but just a thin sheet of like see through, like translucent material making up a portion of the roof of this room that peers out into what looks like a small clearing, and you see there is light filtering through, and it shines down on this um, about Rune's age lizard folk woman.
Hell yeah.
Okay, calm down.
I'm not doing anything.
Um, who is seated in the pool and appears to be meditating.
Is it Kamos looks to the servant, to the person that led them there. and goes, is it rude to interact with them at this point?
Um, no, it wouldn't be rude, but well, she will be done shortly. And the assistant kind of bows and just steps to the back of the room. Still there if you need her, but just out of the way.
Uh, Kamos lays his rapier over to the side, leaning up against the wall, and then walks and um, sits down with uh, I assume like her back is facing us now, right?
That's correct.
Yeah, just gets close, kind of to the edge of the water, and sits down, waiting until she's clearly done.
Okay.
I'll come
Uh,
join us.
Gellin joins as well. Henry, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll join as well.
Just fully clothed, getting in the water.
Yep.
Love to see it.
I'm not taking off my clothes. I've come this far.
Okay. You see, after a few minutes, she stands up, turns around, and regards all of you. Walks over and reaches to put her hand to Henry's face and just goes, "Hello. It is so wonderful to meet you. My name is Abayomi.
Uh, Hello, Abayomi. That's it's nice to meet you as well.
Good to meet you." And she turns and does the same to Rune, goes, "Hello. It is so wonderful to meet you. My
Oh,
name is Abayomi."
it is so wonderful to meet you.
All right, Rune, calm down.
What?
She smiles, goes up to Galen next, does the same. Galen just kind of awkwardly goes, right, yes, thank you." Um, Goes up to Kamos and goes, "Hello. It is wonderful to meet you. That
It is.
this dog, so I'm sorry."
What? There's a dog in the water now?
Oh no. "It is wonderful to meet you. My name is Abayomi."
Abayomi. It is wonderful to make your acquaintance. I am Kamos, and I am told that you are expecting us.
Yes, you are. You came through the
Oh,
islet,
also,
the ocean. Yeah. Yes. What's up?
Kamos, returns the gesture with the hand and all that,
Sure.
just as a specification.
You came through the islet and were beset by spinning waters. Is that true?
The wind picked up a bit as we came into the cove. Yes.
And were you not accosted by a fierce cat?
The big lion.
Oh,
A
Big
before
lion.
then,
lion boy.
Lion. Lion? Is that what that is?
a lionid.
Did it have like a lot of fur around its head? Like a lot.
I believe they're
Yes.
called leonins. Lions are the animals.
This is a thing that is more dangerous than any lion you have ever met.
It was a person who can crush skulls.
Yes. Then you're indeed who I've been waiting for. Please come with me. And she just kind of like grabs onto Kamos's, and I guess Gellen's the next one to Kamos, grabs onto Kamos and Gellen's hands and like drags you guys into the center of the pool, like underneath the beams of sunlight.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right.
And she gestures for the rest of you to join as well.
You gonna stay in your clothes, Henry?
Yeah, I am.
Okay. As you get, are you joining them at the center of the pool?
Yeah, why not?
Okay, it gets to about like just above your waist in water. But you get over there, and she holds out her hands and says, "Please join hands so that we may speak together."
Okay.
What are you doing? I suppose
Sure.
so.
Kamos is
Everyone links
gonna.
hands with each other.
Mm-hmm.
That sounds good.
Perfect. Uh, as she does this, you see up above you the light that was filtering through in a wide area starts to shift slightly. It just starts to like move around a little bit. As she begins to recite uh, some incantation, some kind of ritual. Um,
Is it
and
in a language any of us know?
yeah, sorry, I forgot to write down exactly which language it was, so I'm just pulling that up, and I will let you know. It would be in Celestial. Yeah, that obvious. I don't know why I forgot that.
Hmm.
Does anyone speak Celestial here?
Nope.
Well,
Nope.
I'm not there, so no.
Can
Fuck
can perfect. Literally perfect. Real quick, as a as a tiefling, can I invert my infernal and then understand celestial?
No.
What?
I just listen and
Like,
do the opposite of whatever is said, and it's like that must be what is translated through.
you know
No.
how like Spanish speakers can sometimes understand Italian? Like, are they the same language family?
No, they aren't. Not even in like slightly, are they?
No, it's not that they're the same; it's that they're exactly the opposite. And so,
Anyways, so as you listen, you see the light starts to converge to a single point that beams down to the center of the pool at the center of the circle of the ring that you all have formed. And it lights up a small copper ring at the center of the pool and flashes a light over all of you. I would like everyone in the room to give me a charisma saving throw.
nice. We're
Oh,
Uh,
gonna-
I
the
knew
gang
this.
joins a cult.
dang,
Fucking
that's
knew
gonna
it
be a
was a cult.
22.
Fuck.
All right, your charisma was high enough. Your clothes don't evaporate. You're good, Henry.
Yeah, hell yeah. Clothes
Okay, I'm
forever.
gonna come
Henry's
around
the
and ask
never
everyone
nude.
individually. Don't just shout out your numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So Gellin got a 16.
Mm-hmm.
Henry, you got a 22.
Yeah.
Kamas,
Kamos got a 4.
Okay. Rune,
Samesies! I got a 4 as well.
Gellin, Kamos, and Rune are all immediately charmed. You're under the charmed condition.
Mm-hmm.
In addition, and I will put this the best way that I can, you all experience a sudden heat and a primal desire.
Oh no.
Henry, you
Nothing
do not
says the light
experience
for
any of
that.
these things.
Boo!
It's by
This is a
choice.
children's
You see
show.
as the light shines on everyone else starts to blush and get uncomfortable. Their hands
Already
start
was.
to sweat.
Mhm.
And Henry, you notice that everyone has been affected by some kind of magic. No one else in the group can move,
Um,
but Henry can.
let me look something up real quick.
As you do that, I'm going to jump back to Valendress really quick. Valendress, did you have anything else you wanted to talk to Montu about?
Um,
Or did you want to go over your very long story really quick for everyone?
yeah, okay. Well, like we'll catch it on like the quote unquote back end. Um, so when I made it to um Splendor, in his domain, it was great. It was fantastic, but I broke a rule and uh I was kicked out all the way down to Carrion's domain, where I hated every second. And I well, I kind of cheated the system and returned to our plane, our planet. I don't know what it's called.
Return to Casaconia.
I returned to
Casacania.
Casacania um, as me instead of some sort of bug. So now Carrion is hunting me probably until I die. Hunting is a kind of a harsh word, more like constantly insisting I return. Um, but I just want to go back to Splendor's domain. Um, yes. Yeah. So, yes. Hopefully your daughter can help.
I see. Thank you for being open with me. It is truly, it is a hard thing that has happened to you.
Mm,
Love is something that comes to us all, and it makes sense that you would consider experiencing the monogamous form of love. But as we know, that is not what Splendor desires for our lives.
mm.
So, since you have been so kind to do this for me and to be open with me, I will reciprocate, as is our way. Our daughter forewarned of your arrival because she knew, and Splendor told us, that you would be coming, Valendress. Splendor would like for you to return as well. You have something that belongs to them, and it's time to return it. Please, have a seat. And he gestures to a chair next to him.
Oh shit. Um. Yeah, I guess I said down.
Okay. As you sit down, Montu takes a rope out and goes to bind you in the chair.
As much as the player wants to resist. I don't think Valandros does.
Okay. You are bound into the chair,
Valandros is into this shit.
and as Montu puts a hand on your shoulder and says, "Worry not. No harm will befall you. We will take care of you, and my daughter will come and tell you what Splendor needs of you to do." And as you hear this, you hear a loud bang as a gunshot rings through the chamber. Montu slumps down onto your body, covering you in blood, as Mateo Prentice stands behind him, with the black spot on his forehead opened up to reveal a third eye and the vein streaking down his face. And he says, "Yeah, if only the old king ain't come around on that night with the black sails there, Valandros. It's you and me, boy, and I'm gonna live." And he sprints at you and jumps at your body. And that's where we're going to call it tonight on Luck Check. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming around. It has been an honor to DM for you tonight. Next week at 6 p.m. EST, same time, we're passing this one back off. Tovi Trubnik is going to be the DM for what I've set up for him. Hope you have a fun time with that.
No.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I'm gonna have
Holy.
to roleplay in a sex cult.
That was just nothing what you said there. I'm sorry. Oh man, I need to buy you a mic or something.
I appreciate it. I said you're gonna have to roleplay us into a sex cult.
Oh, I won't.
Yeah, no, it's I want to make it very clear we will not be crossing any boundaries. I wanted to just imply certain things and not do anything else with that information. So everyone's comfortable, including our viewers.
That's why at least one of them had to make the check so that they can save. And hey, look, it's Henry. It'll be perfect.
Exactly.
Oh boy.
Honestly,
All right.
Ruin would have failed that. She knew this was going for. She would have automatically failed it.
Thank you so much to everyone for stopping by. Thank you. I believe it was Beer Keeper. Is that the name?
Yes.
Beer
Yeah.
Keeper. Thank you so much for the follow. We really appreciate that. Yeah, that was really fun, guys. Thanks for showing up and hanging out, playing some D&D with us. We are going to go ahead and prepare to raid someone, but let me go and find who we're going to raid really quick. In the meantime, Tovi, stall for me.
Oh god. Yeah. Check back in on Thursday or Friday, whenever it is. For that like a shorter stream where we just talk about stuff and maybe it's D&D related and maybe it's not. And yeah, come back next Wednesday at 6 p.m. and we will have more luck check and I'll be the DM and I'll do DM things. I'll do flips, I'll do tricks.
Yeah.
Very
Yeah.
good.
There's also like a Discord and a YouTube that's always fun to join. Keep up with what people are doing and whatnot.
Yeah,
Catch the VODs on YouTube. It's perfect.
exactly. All right. Does everybody have something to say before we raid? No, cool.
No, just thank you so much. Have a great night, everyone.
Alrighty.
Yes.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Good night. And we're raiding in 10 seconds, so we said it too early. Now we just have to sit and wait. Be all awkward. All right, goodbye.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. All
Hi.
right, I'm gonna go hang out with the channel we're raiding for a second. I'll be back in a bit.
Cool.
Yeah. Mean.
And I'm bouncing.
Wow.
Later.
Horrible.
I need to pee.
Horizontal right now.
What?
Oh, dude's just ripping a fucking bong right here on stream.
Is he? I'm
Hell
not
yeah.
even watching it.
Yeah.
You can't nice. You can't prove